Hello, wellness community. I know I'm coming on a little bit earlier than I said I would. I said 10 o'clock and it's nearly 10 o'clock. I have a lot going on today, so I thought I would jump on here just a smidge early, which is totally unlike me. So good for me for being on time today and for technology working. It looks like my internet is gonna hold up today, which is a fantastic thing. So today we are talking about sprouts. Welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome into the Coach's Corner, because we are going to chat about gut health today and sprouting. I wanna know who out there sprouts. Shannon, a great friend of mine. I call her, I think that we are kindred spirits. I call her my little kindred spirit sister, because we think so much alike when it comes to food. And she's the one who introduced me to sprouts. I know she's not on right now. She said she had a meeting today this morning, so she couldn't be on, but I really thought that it was way too complicated, and so many things that I know that Audrey and I talk about in our group on this page, people think are so complicated. Well, I'm gonna raise my hand, because when it comes to sprouting, I thought the exact same thing. Like, there's no way, Shannon, I don't want to sprout. And she would come over to my house when I had wellness events, bring her sprouts, and they were so good. So finally she said, I'm gonna bring you a bag of sprouts. And she showed me this little concoction here. There's actually 3 lids. She said, this is what you use for sprouting. Check it out. And she was right, super duper easy. She brought me some alfalfa sprouts. Today I want to talk about broccoli sprouts. Just so you know, you can sprout anything. You can sprout beans, you can sprout seeds, but you need to get the seeds that are specific for sprouting, and the beans too. Don't go grabbing beans from your pantry, hard beans, thinking that you're gonna sprout them and eat them. No. Let's not do it that way, okay? Do it the right way, which is getting specific seeds that are made for the sprouting process, because you can sprout pretty much any seed. All seeds want to sprout, by the way. All seeds are going to sprout, or want to sprout, if they're put in the right environment. This is the little handy dandy instructions that you can get right off of Amazon when you purchase these toppers. And it's basically called Sprout Ease. Sprout Ease, you can look it up on Amazon. I'll put the link down below if I can find it. I got this quite a while ago, but I guess they're made in Texas. So pretty cool there. And how this works is, I'm gonna show you how it works. So simple, you guys, super simple. Take my broccoli seeds, and I'm gonna use a tablespoon. You don't wanna use more than a tablespoon of these broccoli seeds. I tried 2 tablespoons, but it was way too much. And I left a picture of what the broccoli sprouts look like, so you guys could go see them in the group page. So if you're wondering what do broccoli seeds look like, or sprouts look like, check it out in the group. In the group, you'll see what it looks like in the jar, so that you know you're on the right track. And of course, I will definitely be showing you pictures as we go along here of what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that very clear, but this is the broccoli seeds, and here they go in my mason jar, right? So you start off with the teeny tiny holes, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna soak these for an entire day. For the day, they will be in my cabinet. You wanna keep them in a dark place in the cabinet with the lid on, all right? And you are going to rinse them twice a day. I like to do once in the morning, once in the evening. If you want them to grow faster, rinse them more throughout your day. And how it works is I'm gonna let these soak overnight. When they're done soaking and you rinse them, I just put them on a plate. They make these handy dandy, hi B, thanks for watching. They make these handy dandy little holders that you can use to hold up your mason jar. But essentially you're gonna turn it over so that it drains, put it at a 45-degree angle, and just sit it on your plate so it's draining the water as the day goes on. And remember, you're gonna rinse them twice a day. And what they'll do is they'll start to create little tails, and it's just super cool to watch. Again, you want it to be in a dark place, so don't forget that piece. No direct sunlight until like day 5 or so. And pretty much by day 5, they are ready to eat and delicious. So what's so cool about these broccoli sprouts is that 1 cup of sprouts, just 1 cup, has 60% of your vitamin C that you need for the day, 60%. It also has chlorophyll, which is that green, what makes it green. And it's got a ton of fiber, which we're gonna talk about here in a minute with gut health. So broccoli seeds are like the powerhouse. They're the king when it comes to sprouting and seeds. If you don't know already, they're the ones that people talk about most when you talk about cancer prevention and sprouting, because they have that sulforaphane. I don't know if you've heard that term before, but that's been studied, and you know, I don't know that it's proven, but it's been studied and linked to cancer prevention. So eating a lot of these is what I plan to do with the sprouting. What else do I want to tell you about? Broccoli sprouts are just the immature broccoli. So by the time it gets to a whole head of broccoli, it's not as nutrient dense as the sprouts are. That's why those microgreens that you see growing in the tower gardens are so fantastic, and people love them so much, and they taste delicious. They taste different, right? The more that they grow, the more that they are not going to taste as fantastic if you leave them in the jar. So you want to get them out at that 5-6 day mark when they don't have full on green, a ton of green leaves. They'll have some green, and I'll show you as we go through here in this process so that you can see as the days progress what my sprouts are doing. But I wanted to show you guys from the beginning what it looks like. Okay, so that sulforaphane prevents cancer. It also helps with DNA damage. It also helps with inflammation. So in just half a cup, if you're eating half a cup of sprouts a day, you're getting all those fantastic benefits. And what are we always talking about? We're always talking about how can you control your own food. So many people live in food deserts, which is just a fancy way to say they don't have a way to get fresh fruits and vegetables. A lot of times people here in San Antonio, we have farmers markets, you know, so we can go get sprouts if we want to from a farmer's market or somebody who's making them. A lot of people don't have that luxury. So I want you to be able to cheaply go get some seeds. You can get these off of Amazon, and they're cheap compared to actually purchasing the sprouts themselves from the grocery store. The sprouts themselves are pretty pricey, and you're only getting about a cup's worth. 1 tablespoon, which is what I used in my jar, will give me about 6 cups. 6 cups, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sprouts. Crazy amounts of sprouts. And how do I eat them? You can put them in your salad, you can put them in your smoothie, you can put them on your sandwich. They are so delicious. And each sprout is gonna taste a little bit different. So the alfalfa seeds, they look a lot different actually. They're really tiny. I don't know if you can see that. Really tiny, and they don't taste as heavy to me as the broccoli seeds, but they are still delicious. Now, as the seeds have little tails and become sprouts, you'll see that the hulls are still attached. And what you want to do, again, is rinse them twice a day. And as they get bigger and bigger, you're going to change out your lid so that the hulls will rinse out through the lid. So eventually, this yellow one, which has tiny holes, I will switch over to the green and then eventually to the red one, right? And that'll be the last one that I use before I pull these suckers out. When I pull them out and they're all done and beautiful, they'll still have those holes attached to them. Some of them will. So I'm gonna give them a really nice rinse before I actually eat them to get all the holes off as much as I can. So that's the gist of it. Super easy, can't go wrong because the broccoli seeds want to sprout. Now let's switch over to talking about gut health and hormones. We're continuing the conversation about your hormones and about gut health. The hormone workshop, the Women's Hormone Workshop, is going to be next Tuesday. If you haven't signed up for it, there's still time to get signed up, ladies. It's $37, and we're going to meet over Zoom, a virtual event from 6 to 7 p.m. In the evening. We're going to go through what hormones you should know about. What are they doing in your body? What causes them to get off kilter? And then what are some natural ways that you can use to bring them back into balance? And if you've heard me talk at all about the gut, you know that all disease starts in the gut. That is not my saying, by the way. That is not my saying. Hippocrates, I think, said that. All disease starts in the gut, and we need to take care of that microbiota, that microbiome that is living in the gut, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses that are good for us, that are living in the gut. Eating your sprouts is one way to do that. You see, hi Audrey, thanks for watching. You see there is a big tube that goes from your esophagus as you eat all the way down into your intestines. When you eat, your food isn't just like a free-for-all inside your body. That's not the way it works. I know you guys already know this, but it's important to say it's one big long tube. Sometimes when it gets down into the intestinal part, the lining of the intestines has separated. So there isn't the tight juncture. We need it to be tight like this. There isn't a tight juncture anymore. In order to create that tight juncture again, and maybe that's happened because of medications that you've been taking, because of a bad diet, because of lack of exercise or stress or lack of sleep, all those things can contribute to leaky gut. Maybe that's why. I don't know particularly why it's been like that for you, but in order to create the tight juncture, we need to take care of that microbiota and that gut lining because it's only one cell thick, you guys. One cell thick. And it's so important because 70% of our immunity is made in your gut. The coronavirus is real, you guys. It's still out there. And in fact, in San Antonio, it's spiking. So that means we need to take extra care of our immune system and make it really strong. What did I say about these sprouts earlier? 60% of your vitamin C you can get from your sprouts. And we all know vitamin C is good for you. So take care of your gut and it will take care of you. 85 to 90% of serotonin, that's that happy hormone that makes us feel good, kicks out that anxiety, kicks out the depression, is made in the gut. So again, we need to take care of the gut. When that tight juncture comes loose, what happens is larger molecules get into the body that weren't supposed to be there, okay? And when that happens, inflammation happens because your body says, what is going on here? What is that foreign invader? We gotta attack it. When it attacks, inflammation in the body goes up. It creates an imbalance in your hormones. That's one problem as it relates to hormones. The other problem as it relates to hormones is excess estrogen. We talked about this last week in the Coach's Corner. I talked about excess estrogen, what it does, what it means, so I'm not going to talk about it again today, but I need to bring this up because it relates to gut health. So the way that we get rid of excess estrogen is by pooping it out. As a health coach, I want you to poop, pee, and sweat every single day because that's how you release toxins. The way we get rid of excess estrogen is through our stool. So if you were constipated, ladies, guess what? That estrogen is going to get reabsorbed and recirculated, which means you're creating an imbalance again and creating lots of symptoms that we don't like, lots of symptoms that are painful for us monthly. So don't want to go there. How do we avoid that? Again, I'm going to talk sprouts. Why? Because they're full of fiber. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Most people say, oh, you know, where are you getting your protein from as a vegetarian or as a veggie-based eater? It's not about the protein. Where are you getting your fiber from? Because most people are deficient in fiber. I want you to aim for 30 grams of fiber a day. I know that sounds like a lot, but throw in some fruits, throw in some vegetables. You've got to learn to balance out, yes, Audrey, balance out that gut and get your bowels moving every single day. So if you're not doing it every day, let's have a conversation about that. Increase your water, increase your exercise, decrease your stress level, increase your sleep. All those things play a huge role in gut health as it relates to hormones. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I will be back to show you what's going on with my sprouts though. I'll be listing or posting pictures in our group page, so keep track of the group page. I want you guys to be able to see what's going on and how they look from day to day so that you know what to look for in your sprouts. And I will post where these lids come from down below in the comment section. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Don't forget about the Women's Hormone Workshop next Tuesday. I would love to have you guys a part of that workshop. $37, super cheap for all that you're gonna get. You're gonna get 6 handouts that go over toxins, cortisol, libido, how to increase your libido, food that helps you to balance out your hormones, and so much more. Talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend.